Hi, sweet friends. Welcome back. If you're new, hi, my name is Amy, and I'm so glad you're stopping by. Right away, we're jumping straight into some before shots of our back deck. As you'll see, it's in dire need of some love and attention. So today's video is jam-packed with cleaning and restaining our worn deck, trimming some bushes, planting flowers, and then finally wrapping it all up by decorating the space for summer. So I do hope you enjoy seeing the total transformation. We haven't did anything to the space since last fall, leaving it quite dirty with bird droppings, mold growth, and dull and dreary deck boards. Because our home sits on a sloped yard, our deck is several feet from the ground, making this entire process much harder. Our patio set and grill stays up there all year long, and luckily this set is only 3 years old and is in great shape. However, these swivel chair seat cushions have seen better days, so I will be changing them out. In order to prep the deck for the stain, the first step is to clean all the boards thoroughly, allowing it to fully dry at least 24 hours. So in order to do that properly, my hubby Scott and I are removing all the furniture, except for the grill, which I just couldn't handle. I also went ahead and removed the metal stand for our outdoor umbrella, which we had to secure to the deck with screws, since on this side of the house we can get some pretty heavy gusts of wind from time to time. A tip to prevent losing the washers and the screws is to put them in plastic baggies and tape or secure them to whatever you're removing. So in our case, I'm attaching the baggie to the stand, then that way when we're ready to reattach it, we're set and ready to go. Today we're going to be using our Sun Joe pressure washer, mainly to keep the surface wet, but also for some added cleaning power for any of those tough to remove mold and mildew areas. We'll also be using this Valspar all-in-one wood prep, a stiff bristle brush to scrub each board, and this pump-up sprayer for the ease of application for the solution. I'll begin by wetting down the surface, then Scott will come in with the wood prep. It says to apply the solution to no more than 5 to 10 boards at a time to maintain adequate surface wetness and allow for best results. Once the solution is applied, he'll take a stiff bristle brush, adding some more solution from a plastic bin to scrub with the grain of the wood the entire saturated area. Next, you'll want that to set on the wood for 10 to 15 minutes, making sure that it doesn't dry on the surface. Then he'll rinse the section thoroughly, removing all the residue. Valspar all-in-one wood prep is supposed to be good to use on decks, fences, wood furniture, and other exterior wood surfaces. It says it cleans, brightens, and removes stains from wood surfaces, especially those that are gray and weathered like ours. Quickly, if you are new, like I said, my name is Amy. Here on my channel, I love to share seasonal decorating series, home projects, as well as decor shop with me's. Scott and I were high school sweethearts and have been married for 24 years. We have been in this house since 2010. We have 2 adult kiddos. Our son, Caleb, which is 22. He's finishing up his last semester of college and lives in his own apartment, luckily not too far away from us. Then we have our daughter, Elena. She just turned 18, graduated high school, and will be starting college here in the fall. Again, we are lucky that she will be commuting to college, like our son did, so we will not be empty nesters just quite yet. I'm holding on for as long as I can. We are also dog parents. We have 2 Shiba Inus, Moko and Nyla. Moko, the tan one, and our oldest is 15, going on 16, and many of you have asked about her. She is doing okay, but failing quite rapidly, which is heartbreaking to watch. Then there's Nyla, the black one. She is 4, almost 5. She's my sidekick and very curious, and that's the one that you're going to see many times throughout my videos. I started my journey here on YouTube 4 years ago, sharing my passion for decorating and homemaking and my love for Christ. We've grown to almost 100K, which is unbelievable, and I'm absolutely honored and blessed to have so many wonderful friends who tune in every week with such sweet comments and support. So with all that being said, if you are new here and you'd like to join us, I'd love if you would subscribe. Also, if you haven't already, let me know where you're from and tell me a little bit about yourself. Moving on, I've transitioned to trimming back these overgrown bushes, especially the two on this lower end, so that they set away from the deck post, look more proportional throughout, and we have enough room to maneuver around them in order to stain the outside of the deck. I find it best not to just shear the tops of the shrubs, but instead trim back almost to the ground entire sections or holes within the entire bush. This is actually supposed to keep the overall bush smaller year after year, allowing growth from the inside, not just on the ends of the stems. So, in order to get rid of all those cut pieces on the tarp, it's pretty simple, thanks to Scott. We just drag them kind of in the back of our property that has a wooded area behind our shed and kind of discard of them there. So here are the results of the wood prep as we move on to day 2 of our deck makeover.
So we're getting ready to stain our deck. These are just a few of some of the supplies you'll need. So we have the Sherwin Super Deck. We get it in this red tone Yankee barn. And then we have some paint thinner so we can clean up our supplies later. We always need a paint stirrer. And we have a wire brush just in case there was a few spots that we weren't able to get off with the cleaning and power washing. Then we have different size paint brushes. Make sure that they're oil-based paint brushes. Then we have this pad, which is really good at making it a little quicker to stain your deck. Instead of using the brush on every board, you can use this pad. And you need to get this little applicator. This pad just wraps around it and it sticks on real easy with Velcro. And then you need a painting pole. So to protect the siding from splashes, because these first few boards I'm gonna do with the brush, just a little wide painter's tape that should protect that edge.
We picked up most of our supplies for this process from Lowe's, so I'll try to link everything that I can down in the description box for you so you can easily go there and see what we use just in case you're wanting to prep and restain your deck. Using the staining pad was so much faster than a brush, but there was occasional drips. So under our deck, we have a concrete slab that we place down drop cloths to prevent any of the splatter from above. Now working together, as he stained the floor, I tried to stay out of his way, jumping back and forth, staining the top rail and any areas that he couldn't get with the staining pad. So thank goodness Scott is not afraid of heights or climbing a ladder, so he used the staining pad as much as he could without the pole, only touching up with a brush here and there for drips. And what I tried to do was load the pad and the brush, handing them to him when he needed them so he wouldn't have to climb up and down the ladder so often. So working together really kind of made the process go a little bit faster. Alright, so we have just now finished up all the brown stain and we really like how it turned out. We're a little bit surprised with the color. It has a little bit more brown undertone than the previous stain, which had a little bit more orangey tone. So I actually prefer this better, and it could be because of the fading over time, or we actually did notice that the formula on the can had changed. Nevertheless, we are glad that it is all finished. I'm glad that Scott stayed safe. With those posts being 15-20 feet in the air, it's always just a little bit nerve-wracking to see him up there and staining, so I'm glad that it is finished. And as far as the white railing goes, we'll be completing that in bits and pieces, but I can update you later once that process is complete. But now we can just go ahead and clean up and then wait for this to dry, and then I will come back in and do some decorating. Alright friends, we've made it to day 3, which is where we return all the major pieces back in place, which we did off camera. And then for me, the absolute best part, which is decorating and making it all come together to create a summer oasis we can finally enjoy. So first thing today, I'm going to quickly reattach the metal umbrella pole without delay, since the plastic baggie full of screws is conveniently right where I left them. Once that's nice and secure, I can grab the umbrella that we had stored down in our shed, along with the outdoor area rug. We've used both of these over the last 3 summers, but they are still in good shape. Probably after this summer, I might look into replacing them for next year, but I'll see how they hold up. I like to place the legs of the sofa as well as the 2 swivel chairs on the edges of the rug. I think this looks a little bit better, kind of joins everything together for a more conversational unit. And not only do I think it looks better, but it also keeps the rug in place from some of that updraft wind that I already talked about. So next I'm going to come in with our coffee table and get that in place. As you can see, I'm not changing the arrangement of the furniture since this setup works best for us. And since the grill sits along this side of the deck, I want to add back our outdoor clock so that checking the time for cooking is nice and convenient. By using these siding hooks, I'm able to hang this clock or other wall decor much like I would inside, which makes decorating outside that much more fun. Now that that is in place, you might remember the swivel chair cushions had seen better days, so I'm actually going to replace them with the ones that I shared with you in an early summer haul that I picked up from TJ Maxx. They were a set of 2 for $24.99. They are the Tommy Bahama brand, and I just love that they are woven, and I think they are going to really just pop off the bronze color that we spray painted these chairs in. This year, I was super impressed by all of Big Lots summer patio sets, cushions, and outdoor pillows. I can go ahead and link that video if you happen to miss it. So one of my pillow choices for our deck were these ones that had this fun palm leaf pattern and high-end look and feel to them. I also love that they have a different pattern on the reverse side that is more neutral. So you basically get a 2-for-1 look in this pillow at a great price. Today, I'm liking the look of the black side, but you'll have to let me know which side do you like the best. For extra seating or just another comfy place to kick up your heels during the summertime, I'm bringing in 2 of these outdoor ottomans that I picked up from Target. So far, I've been focusing on patterns and textures to keep everything visually interesting, but it is summer, so I do still want to brighten things up just a bit by adding some colorful flowers. So I have it all laid out here and ready to plant. All of the florals came from Menards. It's one of those stores that is much like Lowe's or Home Depot. I have these 3 pots to plant up, so let's go ahead and get started. So what I like to do is remove the plant from the pot, and then I take the pot and cut it up into different sections so that it fills the inside of the planter, allowing you to not use as much dirt, and it makes it less heavy. And this has worked for me in the past, and so that's what I like and continue to do. To both of the copper honeycomb pattern pots, I'm adding a pot of mixed impatiens, and along the edges of the larger pot, I'll add these trailing asparagus ferns for added texture and interest. For the smallest pot, I'm planting this coneflower, which I believe is a perennial, so I can take it after summer and plant it somewhere in our landscaping and see it come back next year. I'm going to hold off watering them till later so that they're not so heavy that I can't carry them upstairs. I'm going to get them in place and probably in opposite corners here on the deck, and then depending on how well they do, I may have to place them in different areas according to sun, rain, etc. I'm also nestling in this accent table in the shape of a stump for an additional place to set a drink or snack, lay down a phone or laptop, or for another surface for me to decorate. Next, I'm coming in with all the pillows. Now, most of these are pillow covers that I'm just putting around waterproof outdoor pillow inserts. And these are all from Amazon. And then the ones that you'll see here over on the sofa that are woven actually came from TJ Maxx and match the seat cushions that are across the way on the swivel chairs. So I know I'm already going to get asked this question, so I'll go ahead and address it now. What do we do with all these cushions when it rains? Well, it's pretty simple actually. We take the two ottomans and place them in the two swivel chairs, and then the covers that came with the chairs are large enough to just slip right over them, and that is also the case for the sofa. Then we also have covers for the metal swivel chair. So basically, we just cover them all up and they stay nice and dry all season long. And for me, yes, it is worth having all these pillows for not only the aesthetics, but also just to grab one to lay comfortably on the couch or just to sit back and relax real nice in the chairs. Now for the final touches. To decorate the coffee table, I'm coming in with this woven tray that I picked up from Walmart, along with two of my favorite finds from Target. I actually found them on clearance. They are the glass lanterns, and I actually got the medium and the small, but unfortunately you may notice the medium one is broken. I didn't even notice it until just this morning when I unwrapped the packaging and you couldn't see that it was broken, so I'm a little disappointed about that. But I'm just going to place them up here and maybe see if I can return it and bring in that plant, kind of rearrange everything so that it looks nice. And then I'm going to add one more lantern to that little stump end table or accent table, and that will pretty much wrap up today's decorating and the entire deck makeover. Now, all that is left to do is water the flowers, reel out the umbrella, have a seat, sit back, and relax. So friends, before I share all the final shots, let's first take a look back to where we started and how far we've come after 3 days of hard work. As we wrap up today's video, I hope you enjoyed seeing our entire deck makeover. If you did and found it helpful in any way, I'd appreciate a big thumbs up. Before you go, I'd love to end our time together by going to God's Word and sharing a daily Bible verse. Today I'll be reading from Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 8. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. I thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you real soon in my next one. Take care and God bless, my friends. Bye!